He's mad at you. You don't know why. Maybe you said something wrong. Maybe you forgot something. Maybe you just existed in a way that bothered him today. But instead of telling you what's wrong, he goes silent. Not the "I need space to cool down" silent. The weaponized kind. The kind where he looks right through you like you're not there. Where he answers in one-word responses designed to make you feel small. Where his silence isn't about processing. It's about punishing. And the worst part? You find yourself begging, apologizing for things you didn't do, trying to fix a problem he won't name, because the silence is worse than the fight. At least in a fight, you exist. In his silence, you disappear, and he knows it. People will tell you he's just not good at communicating, that he needs time to process his emotions. But let me be very clear. There's a difference between needing space and using silence as a weapon. And if his silence makes you feel like you're going insane, like you're scrambling to earn back his attention, like you're being erased, that's not communication issues. That's emotional abuse. Here's what's happening when someone weaponizes silence. There's a psychological tactic called the silent treatment, and it's one of the most insidious forms of emotional manipulation because it doesn't look violent. It doesn't leave bruises. It just leaves you hollow. When someone uses silence to punish you, they're activating your brain's social pain network, the same neural pathways that light up during physical pain. Studies show that being deliberately ignored triggers the anterior cingulate cortex, the part of your brain that processes distress. Your nervous system interprets his silence as a threat to your survival because humans are wired for connection, and when someone withdraws that connection as punishment, your brain goes into panic mode. You'll do anything to restore the bond, apologize, overfunctionalize, shrink yourself, and that's exactly what he wants. Because the silent treatment isn't about him needing space. It's about him needing control. It's about training you to fear his disapproval so much that you'll comply, perform, and erase your own needs just to get him to acknowledge you again. Men who use silence as abuse have learned that withholding is more effective than yelling, because yelling makes them the villain, but silence makes you the one begging. And now you look like the problem. And here's the part that makes this so dangerous. Men who weaponize silence are often incredibly charming when they're not punishing you. They're attentive, affectionate, present. They make you feel seen until they decide you don't deserve to be seen anymore. This creates something psychologists call intermittent reinforcement. You never know which version of him you're going to get, the warm one or the cold one. So you become hyper-vigilant, monitoring his moods, walking on eggshells, trying to predict what will make him go silent next. And that constant state of anxiety, that's not love. That's trauma bonding. You're not staying because it's good. You're staying because the relief you feel when he finally speaks to you again is so intense, your brain mistakes it for love, but it's not love. It's your nervous system gasping for air after being suffocated. Now let's talk about why men use this tactic in the first place, because it's not random. Men who weaponize silence often grew up watching emotional withholding modeled as power. Maybe they had a parent who used the silent treatment. Maybe they learned that expressing anger directly made them look weak, but withdrawing made people chase them. Maybe they discovered early on that silence gets compliance without confrontation. And in a culture that tells men they're not allowed to be emotionally expressive, but still expects them to dominate relationships, silence becomes the perfect tool. It's control without accountability. It's punishment without evidence. Because if you call him out, he can say, "I just needed space. Why are you making this a big deal?" And now you're the unreasonable one. But here's the truth he'll never admit. Silence is a choice. Healthy people say, "I need time to think. I'll talk to you in an hour." Abusive people disappear and make you suffer while they're gone. Healthy people communicate their boundaries. Abusive people use withdrawal to make you fear having boundaries at all. So here's what you need to understand. If his silence feels like punishment, it is. If you're apologizing for things you didn't do just to make him speak to you, that's not a relationship. That's a hostage situation. If you feel relief when he finally acknowledges you, not because you missed him, but because the anxiety stops, you're not in love. You're in survival mode. And you deserve better than that. You deserve someone who says, "I'm upset and I need an hour to cool down, but we'll talk." Not someone who disappears for days and makes you feel like you're fighting for your right to exist in his world. The silent treatment isn't a communication style. It's a power move. And the moment you stop chasing him in the silence, the moment you stop performing for his attention, you'll see exactly how much of this was about control. If this felt too familiar, subscribe. Not because you need more videos on toxic men, but because you need the reminder, his silence doesn't define your worth. and you don't have to earn the right to be treated like a human being. You already are one.